Hello, my name is Ernest Davis. I'm a second year in the community psychology program at National Lewis, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit about my experience with quantitative methods. As background, I'm a healthcare administrator. I ran hospitals for 15 years before moving over into this CP space, and we spent a lot of time working with surveys for patient satisfaction, physician satisfaction, huge data sets for quality measurements, for productivity measurements, just for budgeting, huge claims data analysis and things like that. So I definitely leaned into quantitative methods to be able to identify trends and things like that. So when I got to National Lewis, I decided, I want to go big and try to develop something that's going to change the health of communities. So I went to, I asked uh, the Secretary of State for 10 years worth of data for every single hospital for community benefits reports. And I went to Robert Wood Johnson and got permission from them to use their zip code analysis for community health. And it was all great until we sat down to figure out what my quantitative methods was going to be to analyze the data and figured out there was nothing we could do with it. It was great information. I keep it in case I could use it later, but you know, that's a tip right there. Make sure you understand what your methods are going to be before you go looking for data and stuff like that. You might be disappointed down the line, but I moved on and was lucky enough to have a consultation going where I was able to pull about 400 surveys and about 100 uh, interviews that we had done. I think we call it a two-phase explanatory sequential design, which is cool. You get to learn all of those new terminologies and sound smart and such. But I really leaned into the quantitative data that informed us when we decided to go and do more qualitative data. So, like I said, I definitely leaned that way. Got some really good information out of that data set, but definitely got my hand slapped a couple of times just because I kept saying the prove word and they had to beat that out of me. We're trying to find trends, not trying to prove anything. Um, I tried to use means with ordinal data, with some rank data, rank variables, and realized I couldn't do that. I had to use frequencies, which, the people that I was explaining it to, they didn't understand. But if I wanted to have publishable data, I had to understand it. And I came to terms with that. Um, I definitely made a big mistake when I went and I erased all the protected information, people's names and email addresses and addresses out of the data set before I gave them a study ID. And that was a lot of back work that was required to go and fix that. So, it's definitely when you're not using words, you're using numbers and trying to do big analyses with the numbers. You need a very strict eye to make sure that you're doing what you set out to do and not trying to veer off in one way or the other. But it all was a learning experience, and now I'm moving on to my dissertation where I'm doing another really big data set that I believe will actually change some stuff and actually, get me published in some more mainstream journals as opposed to, small wins, which we all need that in community psychology. It takes all types. But I hope that my information that I create with a really good team is something that's going to change things at a super high level, perhaps even policy. So that's why I enjoy quantitative methods, and I hope that you guys learn a lot in class and perhaps decide to take on that down the line as well.